Kevin, you must be getting to really dislike these trips to Suffolk. A third defeat in the county this season, a 1-0 defeat this afternoon against AFC Sudbury. I can't imagine it's a performance that you are especially pleased about, but at the moment you're not entirely sure where that came from.
If you give Sudbury credit, they made life really difficult for us today. We've had a couple of near misses. We obviously hit the bar twice, one early on with Remy and Montel in the first half. Sudbury's had one or two corners against us where they looked threatening, and we identified at half time that we need to be switched on and making sure that we're dealing with them better. And clearly we didn't. You get to 66 minutes and a lapse of concentration has allowed them a moment, and credit to them, they've taken it. That obviously puts you on the back foot. I think our best moments have come probably on 90 minutes and about 93 minutes where lads will expect to do better. You stick one of them away, okay, you probably salvage a point out of the game. But yeah, I just think that overall, the game was a little bit slow. It's hard to move the ball quickly on the surface, and whether it suits us or not, you've got to get on with it and deal with it and do better than we did today. Once Sudbury got the noses in front and they're scrapping and battling, and fair play to them, they made life really difficult for us. We've had to wait until late on today to really have some moments. We should do better, but the lads have been on a consistent run and worked really hard. There's no lack of effort out there today. Maybe just a little bit of lacking of quality at times, and a bit of understanding, but we've got to dust ourselves down and pull together and go again next Saturday.
Sure. 2 weeks ago, same opponents, there were some perhaps warnings in there about what Sudbury are capable of, so I don't think it was necessarily a false sense of security. So I don't think there should have been a false sense of security that this was going to be an easy game in any way, and certainly given their league position, they need the points too, don't they? And there's going to be games like that between now and the end of the season.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, you get to this time of year, and this is obviously 3G surface. Some of the grass surfaces at this time of year do end up levelling games up a little bit and can be difficult to play on. But you've got to be able to deal with that and get on with it and show that you've got that bit of character and understanding to be able to deal with it and still come out and be productive. And yeah, I thought we huffed and puffed a lot today and found chances and moments hard to come by. I think, in the first game that we played Sudbury, some good moments come early on in the game and gave us a nice cushion. I think our good moments probably came, 90, 93 minutes, something like that, today, and we haven't, stuck one of those in the net. Do I think we deserve to lose the game? Probably not. Did we do enough to win it? Probably not either.
No. You did stay faithful to the side that beat Sudbury last time out, and you had Fraser Kerr back on the bench, Ricardo Ninonga back on the bench as well. You've had some options there, but you chose to stick with those players that performed last time out.
Yeah, I'm trying to be consistent with players and so that they understand, if they do well enough in games and allow them to keep the shirt, and whoever that is, and people have got to stay up to their work. Clearly now with hopefully everybody bar Nathan available and fit and well, it puts a squeeze on one or two, and there is option then to go and change things around. And we've obviously not found ourselves in that position too many times this season. But yeah, you come under scrutiny, people have got to keep stepping up to the plate, and when your window of opportunity comes along and your chance comes along and you're playing, you've got to make sure you stay in the side and do well enough to say I deserve to stay in the side. And there are several players there today that probably haven't quite stepped up to that mark. Yes, it's a challenging game in which to play, but they're all challenging, and we can't make any excuse for that. Some players, it's still a fairly solid performance, but like I say, I think we know we're capable of better, and certainly, the thing we haven't done today is stick the ball in the back of the net when we've had to work hard for our moments and haven't taken them when they came along.
Sure. Do you think possibly not having a game last week and a fortnight's break, maybe, again, you won't be looking to make excuses, but maybe not ideal? You're into a rhythm at this stage of the season with games coming each week, and then you had that broken up a little bit?
Yeah, it's hard to say, isn't it? It's conjecture at the end of the day. People can look at it and say, well, if we'd have played last week and kept the run and the momentum and everything else. But similarly, it gave us time to regroup, rest, get one or two fit. So, I wouldn't say it's had a great effect. And you just, in any in the season and trying to be successful and finish as high as you can, you've got to be adaptable and versatile, and making sure that you are able to come to difficult places to win games. Sudbury's got some very capable players, and they don't make life easy for you. They've proved that they can beat sides and good sides as well. I think they beat Needham early in the season, and they're no easy games. And they can be difficult for different reasons, and we need to understand that and make sure we're nailing that down. And I think, like I say, the lads have given effort today, but that little bit of quality and understanding at certain times is not been to the level that we've come to expect.
It's on to Stamford next Saturday, a home game again, another opponent that you've played quite recently. I know there's big disappointment about today, but it's important not to get downcast about it as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm more disappointed than anybody. I want to try and win every game, and the lads have worked to a good level for me, and I've got to try and keep things in perspective, and I can't be too hard on them. They've been on a pretty decent run, I think, over a fairly sustained period now, and we still show lots of qualities about our play. We can manage the ball well, and some of the patterns of play are very good, but when they are good and we're getting to good areas, we've got to again crystallise that with sticking the ball in the back of the net, and it hasn't happened today, and that's, like I say, that's what's missing, obviously, and we know, and I think everybody that watches on a regular basis know that when we put ourselves in a good position with goals on the board, we can manage the game well. A moment of a lapse of concentration to allow them to have a moment is ultimately cost us today, but that's something you've got to be able to deal with, and if you're going to be successful in a league campaign, you've got to do better in those moments.
Sure. Just looking around the league as well, I think maybe one or two results elsewhere maybe reinforce that, what you said about this being that time of the year when you get odd things. I think in Kettering beating Stratford this afternoon, a result which, maintained the gap there, but again, a side that's towards the bottom against a side that's near the top, and a result people wouldn't expect.
No, and there's people are scrapping throughout the league, aren't they? There's a whole lot of teams that can make the playoffs, and similarly, there's a few that are looking at the bottom end of it, and you can't afford to take your foot off the gas. I don't think we did take a foot off the gas by any stretch today. But like I say, winning any game at this or any level they're not easy. And hopefully that's a bit of a lesson for us today about how sharp you've got to be and how ruthless and relentless you have to be as well. We can only worry about ourselves and make sure that we're doing everything we can to secure a playoff place. We get together again through the week, and we have to move on from this now. It's been a lesson for us. Hopefully people do understand it, do learn from it, and we can pick up next Saturday and get back to showing the form and the qualities that we have done over quite a period. So that'll be the aim and the intention. There's still a fantastic amount to play for, and hopefully we do that in coming weeks.
Kevin, appreciative of your time as always. Thanks very much.
Thank you.